Hello and welcome back to Bad North, where we've got Bulger and Birgit. Bulger's going to be our Bulger's going to be our archer, and Birgit is going to be our infantry. And we got back to this two heroes challenge. Can we complete Bad North with only two heroes? We did it with a pikeman and an infantryman, but now we're going to try and do it with an infantryman and an archer. Now we've got two items, so we've got heavy weapons for our archers, that's the idea, and the ring of command. And we've got the tortoise, which means that we die a lot less with what's it called, the Warhorn. So the idea is our swordsmen are very replenishable and tanky, and we've also got archers that should be really good. That should be the idea. Now we're back to Bad North because basically you all liked our last video. We got to 100 likes. I said if we got to 100 likes I would do the next video. So as soon as I got to that 100, there's the Warhorn, or we're calling in more soldiers. We're on to the last wave. Yeah, if we get to 100 likes we'd do the next challenge, which is archers and infantry, and here it is. So we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to this one because I always love archers. They're my favourite of all the units. Some of you questioned why I didn't do it last time. And the reason is, I actually think archers are more difficult than pikes and infantry. The reason I say that is because not necessarily all the levels leading up to the last one, but the very last island is going to be really tough without pikes. Because normally, on the last island, I rely in these challenge runs on pulling back and letting the pikes do the majority of the killing. That is not going to be possible in this run. So that first island wasn't a problem. We are strong. Our units are strong at the moment. It's Ironskin, isn't it? The tortoise. I always forget the name of it. But yeah, the tortoise is the Ironskin. So that those blue soldiers are the ones with the blue flag. They die a lot more difficult, or that's not a sentence, is it? They're much more difficult to kill, basically. And so combining that with the Warhorn means that they're much more difficult to kill, and we can replenish them. So that was my thinking behind them. And so this next level, hopefully we should be able to get some archers or some infantry. I'm not sure which one we're going to go for first. Shouldn't matter. At the moment we're doing great. Now, this video, I'm going to set you a new goal. As soon as we get to 500 likes, last time it was 100, but I'm being ambitious this time because you guys got to 100 so easily. I'm saying if we get to 500 likes, then I will do archers and pikemen. And I don't really want to do that because I've just called one man to help me, which is fine. That was not a good use of running between those boats. But anyway, we're gonna clear this up. We'll be okay, I think. I think we've got plenty of men left. We took quite a few casualties there. Yeah, particularly the guys with the ring of command. We took a lot of casualties. Yeah, but make sure you like the video is what I'm saying. Get us to 500 likes. As soon as we get to 500 likes, I will start making pikes and archers, two heroes only. If we complete this one, we got to do that first. And not going to be easy. As I say, the last island's going to be really difficult. So, can we get infantry or archers? We're going to go for the archers first of all, I think. That's going to be the unit that's going to be most helpful in these early islands when we've just got enemies come in who are just basic. We're going to be able to clear most of them here on Big O, I reckon, with the archers. And any that's left behind, we can get our basic militia to kind of deal with them, finish them off. If you might notice, some of you have been telling me to use the number command. So you can use the numbers on your keyboard to select your units. You don't have to click on them. You can just click the numbers. Our archer's already doing damage. So there we go, killing one. So if you notice, I'm not actually clicking on my men. I will sometimes because, muscle memory. But the idea is to try and train myself to use these numbers. So I'm using the number 1 or 2 to switch between my units without having to click on them. The other thing I'm trying to do is get used to using, and one of you said this in the comments, so whoever that was, I really listened to your comment, and I've really tried to do this. So I'd love to hear your comment back saying that's cool. Yeah, so if you use F1 or F2 or F3, you can use the abilities. So if you want to use the Warhorn, you can just use F3, for example, on that trooper. So really cool. So thanks for... I read all the comments that you send to me. So if you're a lurker and you feel like I don't read them, I do read them all. Some of them are a bit weird. I don't always respond to them. I try and respond as much as I possibly can. But yeah, some of them, I mean, it's probably not you. You probably aren't the weird one, but there are people who say stuff that I'm like, I don't even know what to respond to that. So I'm just not going to. But there we go. I've got off on a tangent. This island's going really well. The archers just cleared up. And that's going to be a running theme, I think, on this playthrough. Archers with heavy weapons and... the Ring of Command, they're going to be really effective for us. Now, I'm looking straight away. Seal Car looks like a great island that we want to be going to. It's going to be worth a lot of coins. And I think Mackerel Mound is worth more than Ulva. But I think, can we get infantry here? I think it's good to get the infantry going. There we go. I think we're going to head up towards Ulva instead of Mackerel Mound. Even though Mackerel Mound's got more coins. But... we want to get to Seal Car as soon as possible because it's, look how many coins on the island. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 coins on that island alone. And so I think best to go to Ulva first. Not exactly sure. There's obviously that new unit on Mackerel Mound, so they're probably going to be either archers or okay, so we are going to Mackerel Mound. Not sure about that decision. I think that's probably a bad use. The only thing is, early on, you are trying to get as many points as you can. So points are worth more to you early on than they are later in the round, because we should have plenty of coins by the time we finish this campaign. We should have enough to fully upgrade our units, I think. Now we've put the archers up high, try to get their archers not to target us, and then we've put the infantry down below to sort of just draw in the fire. We did take one casualty, but again we're looking for a way for our archers. We're sending them around. I don't think we get a chance to actually do any damage here. So archers, oh, that was not a good use. I should have moved a bit later there. Now let's send the archers over the other side, see if we can shoot them from the high ground again. There we go. Now we don't want them targeting our archers, to be honest. We want them to target our infantry. We haven't used the Warhorn yet because we want to kind of use it as late as possible. Make the most of it. Get as many people from the replenishment as we can. We also want to upgrade our archers because the lower level archers, they miss a lot, to be honest. Okay, let's see. Let that boat land, then rush him. They're actually going to get up the hill and start doing damage to our archers. So maybe it is time to call in some reinforcements. Oh yeah, the archers are getting absolutely massacred here. That wasn't the best. But I think the infantry should be able to hold their own down here. Probably would be a good idea to bring the archers down to the lower level because they're very inaccurate from up there on that hill. But yeah, we did survive. Not my best play ever, but it's fine. And can we get to veteran archers? That's what I'm really hoping to get here, because I think that's probably even better than abilities. I don't think we can quite. I think we need 12 coins. We've got up to 8. Let's go next turn. Well, we could get another use of the Warhorn. Level 2 of the Warhorn isn't that great, but yeah, we go. Veteran archers is probably the most game changing at this moment. Although volley, I wouldn't say no to a volley as well, if you know what I mean. But yeah, we're checking out what's going to be our best option. We're just going to go to the next turn, and Yeah, we've just kind of wasted a turn there, really. Now, what it does mean is we can actually just go to Cantor. I was considering here whether we try and send infantry to this island and archers to the other island, so the one with just infantry. So can we send infantry just to fight the archers? We probably can, but I don't think so. I think it's just safer. We don't need to take that risk. There'll be plenty of coins on this playthrough, so it's just safer to send both units together. Now, archers aren't going to be particularly effective here, but we might as well have them just in case, because why not? We're not going to be able to send them to one island on their own. That's the conclusion I came up with. I don't know if you'd have made a different conclusion. That's an annoying loss of a unit. Did we lose one? No, we didn't. We were actually okay. I thought that sound was one of our men dying, but it was actually one of theirs. So that's good. So archers, enemy archers coming from both directions. Let's see if we can hit any of them with our archers. And as I say, our archers are pretty inaccurate at the basic level. We're trying to pull back. We took 2 casualties there. I'm going to deal with the enemy archers on the right because they are closest to the house. We don't want to lose the house. And then we're going to move back over this side and try to clear up this new boat. Final waves incoming. Let's rush in onto those archers, and then here we go. So the final group of archers incoming. Obviously not a challenge at this point, but it will become a challenge, I'm telling you now. Just keeping 2 heroes alive is difficult. It's just difficult on this game. I did wonder whether it's possible to complete Bad North with just 1 unit. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Do you think you could do this with 1 unit? And another thing I should talk to you about is the number of you guys who watch these videos who aren't subscribed. So I think about 80%. I looked it up today. Oh, here we go. Upgrade. Let's go to veteran. Those are shields. Those unknown troops are definitely shields. Let's do our upgrade. Let's get our better archers. But yeah, 80% of you who watch my videos, these particularly Bad North videos, are not subscribed. And it would be really mean a lot to us if some of you could subscribe. If you enjoy our content, if you're watching this far into our video, if you could subscribe to our channel would be really great, because the more subscribers we get, the more eyes we get on our content, the more YouTube likes what it sees. It just enables us to produce more of our content. It's good to motivate us as well. It really helps. But yeah, it really helps us to grow this channel and make it something that's going to be really producing lots of content all the time. We're making a big push to try and make the content better, to try and produce as much kind of varied content. We play different games, so it's not always going to be Bad North. We play a variety of games. We play XCOM. If you don't know that game, it's quite fun. We also play Potato, and there'll be other games coming out on the channel. So we play a lot of games, and actually we love to play kind of like challenge runs. We're trying to push games to the max, see how we can do. But if you want, you don't have to. But if you want, we'd love it if you could subscribe, and it would help this video. Obviously, already asked you to like it, so I'm a proper sellout now. I've asked you to like the video and subscribe, so there we go. Anyway, this island's so far going well. Now, shields, you want to make sure you shoot them from the side, particularly with heavy weapons. You should be able to shoot them off their boats. So that's what we're doing here. We've got a whole load of enemies coming from the top side. Now, I never like it when there's this many boats. It's really difficult to deal with, although the heavy weapons should be able to clear off the guys on the single boats quite easily. We're looking for an angle. Let's see if we can get more enemies. Okay, we didn't clear as many off as I want, but now the infantry are going to charge in. We've got a massive boat coming from the north. We want to, from the top side, we want to move our archers down. The veteran archers are making a massive difference here. It's worth noting. Their accuracy gets so much better with veterancy. So as soon as we get to these veteran archers, we're clearing them up, and there we go. Oh, Oh, that's a misplay by me. I've not clicked the right button. That makes this final wave a little bit more tricky. If I had a full unit of archers, I would be feeling a lot more confident, and now I just feel less confident. I think it should still be fine. I would like to thin out that big boat at the top there. Come on, archers. We need to kind of waste their time. We've got the shields. Right, we need the archers just to kind of draw them in. Our infantry can deal with them. Right, pull back, pull back, pull back. Don't die. Where's our archers? I think we've just got the commander left, and he only just survived. That was poor play by me, if I'm honest. Really poor, but our infantry should clean up. There we go. Okay, so misplay by me, misclick down at the bottom side, and that was the reason that went wrong. But we've actually kept every single house alive. That's 14 coins. That's a whole upgrade, and that really sets us on a good track for this run. So I'm feeling confident now. So we're going to continue. We can now upgrade our infantry, or we could try and get the ring of command. We're only 1 coin away, or go elite archers actually with. Or we could go items. Any of those options would be a good option. I'm thinking veteran. Maybe we go. That's it. We're going to go volley, and we're going to go plunge. Because those abilities really do upgrade your troops. They honestly really do. They're just giving you... They basically give you a free stack wipe of 1 boat. Or sometimes even 2. So, on an island, with that plunge attack, for example with Birgit, she should now be able to wipe out at least 1 boat, maybe 2 on an island if you do 1 early and 1 late. So... Here we go. So we've now got 2 boats, for example, coming here to... I mean, the archers will be able to deal with these, I think. But if we get in trouble, a plunge attack will be able to kill 1 of those boats. Basically, every single person on it. So if you think about adding a plunge and a volley from the archers, that's being able to wipe out 2 boats. So, yeah, that's why I think that's so strong. Not that I don't like veteran infantry, I do, but yeah, I think our infantry are actually overpowered anyway because they've got Ironskin. Now here we're going to line up a plunge. We're just making sure that it actually works from this height, because you do need to check the height. Plunges do not work from every single height. They have got a limit. Right, so now we're going to try to use F3 to select our plunge. And let's see if we can time it right. You couldn't get much better than that. Okay, we've got archers coming from the right and infantry from the bottom. So we're perfectly set up for this. Our infantry should be able to deal with the archers, and our archers should be able to deal with the boat of normal troopers. Now we might have to just run away a bit, but no, we're fine. We cleared up that boat. Infantry move in on the archers. And right, we've got a stacked full boat coming in. Oh, pressed the wrong button there. Can the archers thin them out before we have to use a volley, if we even have to use a volley? To be honest, I'm not really thinking we do. Final waves incoming. And there are a lot of them, sire, coming from the bottom side. But I'm not really feeling that nervous about it. We've got a volley. We've nearly got a plunge attack left. Now, the only thing is, we want to draw in the fire from the archers, because that's why we've used our infantry right there in the middle. We don't want our archers taking hits from their archers. We're going to move back, and we're then going to fire a volley. Let's fire a volley at those archers at the back. That should clear them up, and we don't want our infantry knocked off their feet, so we're now going to charge in once the boats have landed. Infantry move in, don't lose that house. Nice. So really good. I know some of you in the comments said last time that you used this kind of... these archers and these infantry last time you played 2 heroes. So that was interesting to hear. Thank you for commenting that. And let me know how you think it's going to go with pikes and archers. Do you think that's an easy run? And what items would you use? I'd like to kind of mix it up a little bit. I think pikes, archers would be best with... we're going to save the money, I think. I want veteran swordsmen. But I think it would be best with the with the extra archers. But saying that, so the ring of command, but saying that I want to mix it up. So I was thinking about doing archers with mines and pikemen. Well, I'm not sure. Should I do pikemen with bombs, or should I do Jabena? I'm not sure. I don't think I need the Jabena, to be honest. Maybe bombs and mines. Maybe Warhammer. Maybe we do archers with Warhammer. I'm not really sure yet. And I think the archers will need to be heavy weapon archers. I just think they're so good heavy weapon archers. But we could go sharp weapon archers. I don't know. The infantry we could go for faster replenishment. That might be strong as well. Well, no, we're not going to do that. I mean the pikes. We could go for sure-footed, to be honest, and put the pikes right on the edge of the coast when the ships land. That's also quite powerful. Okay, we're kind of lining up a plunge attack here. See if we can. Don't need it. We've just cleared them up. Okay. That is kind of the problem with having these archers with the ring of command. They are so powerful. You very rarely actually need to use your infantry. Your infantry end up kind of backup units. And if we were going to go to one unit only, I don't know. Maybe what would be better? Do you think? Do you think pikemen or just archers would be better? I'm unsure. Right. Here we go. So again, we're cleaning up well. Archers moving back into position, and we got another set of boats coming from the bottom. So we want to clean this boats up on the right hand side, and then move off to the bottom. We'll let the infantry just finish them off. I mean, these archers are so good, man. It is really tempting though to go sharp weapon archers, but I do like sharp weapon archers. Good, and now we've got archers incoming, so we're pulling back our archers. I think this is the final wave, so we should be able to do a volley here if we need it. There are more archers coming from the south, so maybe we do a plunge attack on them. Probably will work quite well, that plunge attack. Again, our archers are doing so much damage to them though, I'm not sure it's even necessary. Yeah, the volley got one of them. The plunge will finish them off, I'm pretty sure. Well, no, one of them even survived that. There we go. So, protected the island, really good. And it's going great so far. So, next up, we can either go Malmo or Sandoy. They're both worth the same amount of coins, but maybe Sandoy's a bit easier. There's like archers both directions. That's a point. The island afterwards, Otteron's going to be worth more coins than Caniver, but then Arfacleta is only worth 3. So I'm not sure either direction is perfect, because there's not obviously one where we gain more coins, but maybe the bottom route is going to be worth more coins overall, because we've got those 2 islands, Herringholm and Arfacleta. I can't say that word, which will only give us 3 coins. So let's go for Sandoy, I think. Obviously we want to upgrade Birgit, but he's doing fine at the moment. And at the moment, our archers are just carrying us. And I feel like on this run, they just are going to carry us. If any of you watched our archers only playthrough, which I presume a lot of you did watch the archers only playthrough, we're going to go to the top level here and just try and avoid being shot by their archers. You'll see that archers with ring of commands basically carried that whole run, and yeah, they're just amazing. There we go. So we're going to clear up. Now we've got 3 boats coming from 3 directions, so probably looking for a plunge here on one of these boats, and then using the archers to clear up the other 2. That I think is going to be our best option. The thing is, there's only one side in which the plunge will be effective for. Oh, we need to get our archers down, really. They're not great up high. So I'm not sure I'm loving this sort of Right, get these archers down to the bottom level. They are not useful up here. And now this is what happens. We've left enemies alive and we can't get our archers onto the coast. And that's the worst use of a volley I've ever used. Right. So, we made mistakes there. Definitely. And actually watching these back, often you kind of like see what you've been doing and you go, wow, that was a mistake. And we've wasted a volley. We have got a plunge attack. Let's see if we can get into position and use that. I'm not sure we'll be there in time, but let's try. If we jump, yeah, just too late. And that's the thing about this game. It's about, so often you die because you're chasing your tail. You make one mistake and you compound it one after the other. Now we can call some reinforcements in here, and we need to get our archers down to the coast. This is a terrible use of archers. It's kind of a really good example of what not to do. Right, if we put our archers behind our infantry, that will enable us to kind of fire and block with our shields. So, okay, we got some kills there. We want there we go, blockers in front, archers behind. That's the ideal way of using archers and infantry. Right, now we want to use our archers over on the left hand side. Again, we've taken pretty heavy damage on our infantry, but I think they should be able to hold the right if the archers can just clear the left. So this is not as easy as it could be. What we're going to do is try and do a shoot and retreat. So let the infantry deal with those on the right. Okay, we have got a volley back now. Can we get a better volley in here? I'm thinking that's going to be a very effective volley. There we go. So, that's the difference. One good volley, and that whole wave was cleared up easily. A wave that was very dangerous. So lesson, just try to get your archers down on the coast. Don't leave them too high. That's pretty dangerous for us. Right, so now the question is, with 22 coins, do we go elite archers? Do we go ringer command? Do we go veteran swordsman? That's kind of the choices that we're going to weigh up here. I think elite archers gives you the maximum accuracy, as you see there. And so that's going to be the one that is going to really benefit us. Obviously veteran infantry will be a priority as well, and the ringer command is also really important to us. Let's go to Carnivore, and if you add pikes, quite easy to defend this island because you have just kind of like a couple of pinch points. I'll be honest, I didn't take a note of what we've got coming towards us, but standard enemies, infantry, not too bad. Okay, so we've got archers. The swordsman can deal with the archers. And so far we've been rather fortunate with the enemies that we've come up against. Okay, this is going well. The archers are dealing with the extra accuracy makes such a difference on these archers. That's why you really want to get your archers upgraded as soon as possible. Right, we've got archers coming from two directions. We want to get our own archers on a high ground, just because they'll take less casualties. Their enemy archers will be worse against us. And there we go. We've cleared up two already. Good. We took no casualties there. Completely cleared them up. Just staying on that high ground, and we've still got all our abilities. We could maybe look for a plunge here on this big boat of archers. As we're dealing with this island, I would love to know in the comments which series that you've enjoyed them. Oh, that was a misclick. Okay, we're going to deal with these enemies anyway, so I think it's okay. They did kill one of our archers. Here's my question: which one of our series with Bad North was your favourite? So did you like the archers only, the infantry only, or the pikes only? Or did you like our perfect run? Was that the thing that you liked, or our very hard, just kind of the standard way of playing? Or do you like the kind of like 2 heroes, 1 hero, What's the kind of the playthrough that you like the most? I'd love to hear. I personally, I really like the archers only. I think, and the infantry only. I think it really makes me think differently about the way to play this game and different tactics. So before I did pikes only, I didn't realise that you could in fact rush in with pikes, and the same with archers. You can surprisingly use your archers and your pikes as melee troops because you've still got your commander in amongst them. So if you're desperate, you can do that. You can also do hit and run with archers, which I didn't really know before that. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Right, good. And then we're only one turn ahead of the turn timer, so we have to just keep going one island per turn. We haven't managed to kind of do 2 islands in a turn, so we're now checking out where's the money. Herringholm obviously isn't worth a lot of money. Stockholm Isle. So we can either head towards the top line, towards Crow Isle, or towards Onan at the bottom. But you see Onan and Crow Isle, we won't be able to do both islands. So after Eig, we've got to work out which is the best way to go. Okay, we got a new enemy. Maybe axe throwers, maybe dual wielders. No, it might be brutes here. I think brutes come next. And this is interesting. Brutes are kind of like one of our worst case scenario enemies. Because our archers aren't great against brutes, let's be honest. And our swordsmen obviously are very bad. And so my thinking on how we're going to deal with them, we need to get a bit of an angle here on with these archers. We're going to want to kind of like do some damage to brutes with our archers. That's my thinking. And then either charge in with our infantry and try and finish them off when they're knocked over, or alternatively is we can go for a volley. Now we can go for the plunge attack with the infantry. That's going really well with our archers. We can go for a plunge attack, but realistically the only the last level plunge attack is really any good against brutes, and even that isn't that great. So we can't really rely upon our infantry being able to deal with brutes. I mean, they're okay, but if we had infantry with that didn't get knocked back, they would be a bit better. Or maybe with sharp weapons. But these infantry are not going to be effective for us. So, okay. So far, archers carrying again. We've got some shields coming. I mean, we'll be fine with this wave. The archers will be able to deal with them, I'm pretty sure. There we go. And anything else coming? I just love these archers that knock them off. The heavy weapon archers are just amazing. Okay, archers coming from the left hand side and shields from the right. We still haven't had this new enemy troop come in. So the brutes presumably. So that's quite nice. If there was a lot of brutes, that would be more problematic for us. Just going to move in with our infantry. We don't want to take any casualty. Okay, final wave. So we are going to see... Yes, we're seeing brutes. And I'm looking now and there are a lot of them. So now we're going to test out our theory. Do we use plunge attack? Can we just like... They're going to land in quite an annoying place. Because I don't think we can do a plunge attack exactly where they're going to land. Maybe a volley. Here we go, look, they're so tanky, they're taking so much damage. They are going red, which means they're taking damage. Let's get a volley, see if we can time this right. When you knock them over, it's annoying because they stay still, so... Well, they're actually coming towards us here. We get that plunge attack down, but now we're actually kind of out of position, so... Maybe if we just follow them with our infantry, try and distract them, and then the archers can do what they need to do. But I think we'll be okay here. We've still got a volley. We should have used that volley before. The volley is the way to deal with these. I'm just listening to my infantry get mashed down there. I can't see it, but I know it's happening. Let's call some reinforcements. There we go. That's not a good look, to be honest. If it was that hard to kill those brutes, when we did... Like, they were the last enemy and we could kind of focus everything on them. But we're going to have to be better at fighting them if we're going to survive them, because yeah, that wasn't great. that was quite dangerous to us. We've got 12 coins, so we can get veteran infantry here if we want. I think that is what we're going to do. We could save up for... Definitely not more volleys. We could save up for ring of commands. That will make a big difference to us. But veteran infantry just makes them more survivable. We'll take less damage. I do still want to upgrade our Warhorn, but I just don't think it's the priority right now. Okay, so we've got Diffid, this island, and I think on reflection after the last playthrough, where we have a third unit on the island, even though we're doing 2 heroes, I'm going to say on that island we can use them. And the reason is, it just feels a bit kind of annoying to just hide that unit on the island. And so I think it's fair to say, for the island that we've got that kind of extra unit, we can use them. But we obviously can't use Diffid anywhere else, but he can help us out here. And I hope you'll forgive me for that, but I just think that makes more sense than just kind of like, it's not going to make a difference to the run. We could still, I'm sure we could still complete this island without him, but it kind of just makes it easier for me to not have to think about the fact I'm not using that one unit. Okay, so we've got loads of archers coming on that boat at the bottom. Let's try and just kind of thin out their lines with our archers. And then jump on top of them maybe if we have to, or just maybe just save that up for another enemy. Okay, there we go. Rush him, kill him off. We got a big boat coming to the south. So enemies from both sides. I think this is still fine. I think we do a pike. I've actually done this completely the wrong direction because I should have done a plunge to the left and rushed into the other side. But our infantry should be able to deal with this still. We can probably do a volley. Just trying to work out the direction they're gonna run is always difficult. Maybe they're going right. Yes, I think most of them did. So I think that was the right call. And then we kind of want our archers to the coast, just so we can deal with these archers. We can replenish with those. I mean, I don't know why we replenish there, because we get those rookies, or not, whatever they're called, militia. They can die, and we don't even care. We're never going to use them again. So, but there we go. I always have like a muscle memory to try to and save men as much as I can. It's just a good habit to get into. Good habit to save as many of your units as you can in as many scenarios as you can. Because sometimes it just makes a difference. It's just like that 5% that just makes all the difference. There's an arrow coming up there. Yeah, we took an arrow in the face with our archers. We've also moved our archers into a very aggressive position. Okay, so we have got brutes now coming. Now let's try plunge on them. Again, you can see the militia taking a lot of damage, and I think that's going to be one of the big challenges in a militia-only run. If we get to a militia-only run, they just take so much damage in a little fight. So we're going to really rely when we go on this militia-only run on... Right, we're going for a volley, I think. Getting a good volley in place. I actually think it would have been better to stay still there and do a volley in front of us. But we can do a plunge attack. Let's just try and line this up. Maybe to the guys at the back. Or maybe... The thing is we get... Oh. The archers actually knock them back. Let's go for a volley then. Let's see how this goes. Does it actually kill them? It knocked them over, it didn't kill them. And I kind of, this is the thing. We still dealt with that fine, but that, I mean, that's not looking fun at all, particularly later on. But maybe with the ring of command, our archers will just get that many more arrows that we can deal with the brutes a bit better. And maybe I'm worrying a bit too much there. Maybe that's not really a problem. So Diffid, we're not going to be able to use. We did use him on that island, but he's not really someone we're going to be looking for. And we're not going to go towards Skavoy on purpose. If we go there, we go there. But yeah, we still need a lot more coins to get to any of those upgrades. Langholm doesn't look difficult. There's no brutes here. Annoyingly, we have to keep deselect and defid every island we go to, but that's fine. And again, we want a lot of guys with shields here, because although the archers are fine, our infantry can deal with the archers. But these middle islands, to be honest, are not ones I'm worried about. I'm not worried about with this composition, with the archers and the shields. These middle islands are never going to be a problem to us, particularly because we've got Ring of Command archers. They will clear most of the enemies up. The big danger is going to come, and I've said this from the start, the big danger is going to come with the last island, the last stand. And I've said this already, but when we haven't got pikes, we are going to have to try and not pull back to the last, as far back as we can. We need to use our archers as much as possible, which means we need to stay on the coast as much as possible. And in the last stand, with 2 units, we're going to be overwhelmed with enemies, and yet we're going to have to try and stay on the coast. So I'm really nervous about it. Let me know any tips or tricks that you think. Oh, I took a lot of damage there. Anything you think we're going to be going to really help us on the last island, or any way that you would think about strategically, you would think about fighting that last island. It's quite good to know how you guys strategically think. Do you have strategies that you're going to put into play? I'm thinking that my strategy, and you're going to find out if this works, is going to be to try and keep my infantry and my infantry and my archers as close as possible to each other. I think I'm not going to try and fight on both sides of the island. I'm going to try and prioritise my archers being quite close to my infantry, because I think if I, I'm divided, we fall, together we stand. That sort of idea is going to be what I'm going to do on that final island. But as you see, at the moment we're coasting. At the moment it's not too bad. We cannot go to Zvinoy. It's a shame. There's a lot of coins there. We have got 12 upgrade points. We're very close to getting the Ring of Command upgrade. Let's go to Onan. Again, more brutes. I'm kind of looking forward to dual wielders. I think they'll be fine for us. I think with our archers, dual wielders are kind of like an easy kill. This is, it depends how many brutes come to this island. Archers mixed with brutes would be very bad for us. Because the brutes are going to just soak up a lot of damage. Okay, the first waves of just archers is okay. We can do a plunge attack if we need to. It looks like the archers even have a little parapet to hide behind. So we're a bit indecisive there about which side we're going to, but eventually we've committed. Don't really want to take casualties with our archers, if I can help it. Let our infantry take those casualties. They can reinforce and then pull back with our archers. That's good. Right, another big group of archers. Plunge attack. Come on. This is an opportunity for a plunge attack. Just see how we can thin them out with our archers as they come in. Again, we're looking out for the brutes. Because they will be our threat. And so there's something to be... Well, there we go. Something to be said for saving up our plunge attacks. Can we get an angle on this boat? Try and knock off these shields as easily as possible. This angle is not a good angle, but I think it will still suffice. Yeah, dealt with it. If you didn't know, you really want an angle on boats like this, so you really want to put the archers, to the bottom here, because you want to. You can imagine you want to kind of shoot the enemies off the boat if you've got heavy weapons. Okay, we got brutes, we got archers. Now this is a case where we want to be using our archers just to weaken them. Maybe we draw them in. Okay, the last wave's come in. Can we get a volley down on them? Yes, we can. Killed one, killed two. Okay. This is good. This is good, but we have got another group of brutes coming. And we've got archers. Okay, so this is kind of like worst case scenario. Thankfully there's not too many brutes. We don't want our archers, we want their archers to not shoot at our archers. They did hit one of us. We've got no abilities, so we want to do a bit of hit and run here. Come on, archers, hit those shields. Okay, good, good. Oh, we've actually, look at that, we've actually knocked the brute from one side of the water to the other. Okay, this will be fine. We can just distract this brute and then our archers will finish them. Very good. Not too bad. And 2 heroes here is going really well. We are very strong. Even brutes, which I thought might be a problem, not causing us a problem. Probably the next big problem for us will be brute archers. I don't know how early we'll come across them. Still haven't found. We're going to have to go to Fugloy here. Oh, we've got 21 upgrade coins actually. I'm just kind of checking out which route we want to go. Obviously we can only do 1 island a turn, so we kind of want to plan our way out. Basically we want as many high grounds as we can go to. Upgrade. Do we want elite infantry? Do we want to go ring of command? I think ring of command's better here. Okay, and then the next thing will be elite, and then probably Warhorn. That's probably the way we're going to go. We're going to upgrade that Warhorn. Let's go to Fugloy. Get rid of Diffid. There are kind of 2 directions. They can come one way from the left. There's quite a lot of ground to cover here. Some archers and brutes again, so potentially dangerous, but probably more dangerous if we had pikes archers. Like pikes archers on this island would be hard if we came across brutes and archers in one, you know, coming together. Can the archers kind of like deal with enemies on one set of boats and then move directions? That's what I'm looking for. We're gonna. Okay, we didn't deal with that boat. We did finally deal with the boat. I think the infantry, even as vets, they should be able to deal with this group of shields. We have got archers coming with shields, but we can probably draw in some shots at our infantry and let our archers do the job. Yeah, I wasn't sure I loved going to that high ground there. Okay, that's good. We just want to... That's really good accuracy from our archers. We're trying to find an angle. We found the angle. We cleared them off. Now we want to find another angle for this group. Maybe a plunge attack if we need it, but I don't think we'll need it. I think our archers, particularly with the ring of command now, they will just be able to carry us here and just clear these shields. I mean, the shields don't really matter. They just get absolutely fired off. And maybe that's kind of a reason to go, that we don't go heavy weapons in our next playthrough, because they're just so powerful. In some ways I feel like it's too easy. We just clear off these shields so easily. But if our archers weren't to have heavy weapons, I have asked this question, but what do you think? Which other trait do you think would be good with the archers? Sharp weapons, maybe? We will have pikes, so there's that going for it. Right. Very good. Final wave incoming. And there's some brutes. Anything more than 2 brutes? I would have thought. Yeah, we have got some 3 shields and 2 more brutes on the from the top. I don't think 2 brutes is a problem for us. I think we can just put a volley down on them, to be honest. Yeah, so we've dealt with the 2 at the bottom. Probably just go for a volley on this next set. Maybe we do a plunge attack on these. Yeah, get a plunge attack down on the shields. Do we need to? I think that's what I'm thinking. Maybe I use the plunge attack on the brutes. Or we just use a volley. That works as well. There we go. So no problem. as I say, this mid-game is easier. Now, particularly now we got Ring of Commands, you know, we're really powerful. Not much is causing us problems here. And we're not really needing our plunge, to be honest. So, that will change. Don't worry, these last islands, it will get harder. But we're flying through at the moment. We're absolutely carrying. So let's go next turn and go to Greenwich. We've got a new enemy. I'm hoping it's dual wielders, but it could be axe throwers. So we will see. Yeah, I think probably axe throwers. And again, we're trying to get elite infantry at this moment, so we're not going to upgrade at this point. We're going to keep the vets. What have we got? Dual wielders or axe throwers? Okay, so we've got brutes. Brutes coming from two directions. We've got a bigger ship to the right and a smaller one to the bottom. I think we should be able to deal with both here. Maybe with a plunge attack with our infantry. We're going to do a bit of hit and run here with our archers. Brutes are very slow, so we can make that happen if we... Good. Infantry dealing with that brute to the south. See if he can actually get up. He didn't manage to get up. Yeah, so archers just doing some hit and run. Then they will be able to get back in position for this fully loaded ship that's soon going to be empty. There we go. One guy survived. No, not even one guy survived. It's an absolute brutalisation. Okay, we've got more brutes. And that's by no way easy to deal with these brutes with this build. But I've done some damage. I just kind of want to shoot and then retreat, really. Keep our infantry in the front. Maybe do a volley. There we go. Really good. And are these archers? I think they are. So I don't really want to be losing any archers if I can help it. So we want to stay out of range. We want to make sure their archers are firing at our infantry. Okay, that one guy survived. That's great. And then we got more brutes coming. And we had a lot of brutes coming this island. We got brutes coming. I mean, this is now more dangerous. 4 brutes either side. We have got a plunge attack. Plunge attack will be better against the guys on the right. I think this is a good example of where what I was saying before about combined arms. We're going to deal with one group of enemies first, and then we're going to try and combine and fight the next group. Right, let's get a plunge attack going. We don't want to go too early because we want to catch as many of these as we can. And there are more boats coming now. Okay, this is getting more dangerous for us because we actually haven't done as much damage as I've hoped. We've killed one brute. Okay, we knocked one off. He's fallen into the water on the left. Okay, infantry. We need some reinforcements coming. Okay. We need the archers to deal with those boats, but they're not quite doing the job because there's 2 of them. Final waves incoming. We've got a volley coming. We're actually now in the wrong order. We need our infantry. I'm not sure how I love that replenishment, and we've got axe throwers coming to the north. Okay, I would like those archers. Maybe we do a volley here. Can we line up a volley? We want the... Okay, axe throwers. See if we can get this volley right. That actually went really well. I'm just kind of... Yeah, waiting for my infantry to come out now. And the infantry should be able to handle the rest of these. Okay, that was a much harder level. Much more tricky. And it just shows you can get comfortable and then suddenly... they throw something at you and you're like, oh wow, we are under massive pressure here. There we go. But we didn't lose a house, so nothing to worry about. We've got axe throwers turning up now, which adds the extra threat of kind of like they can throw axes from their boats, so they can damage our archers, and that's something we really want to avoid. We don't want our archers being slowly degraded, because they will become weaker and weaker and do less and less damage, obviously. So do we go Samson or Iron Isle? Samson gives us some high ground, where Iron Isle is flat, but then the top islands are all flat as well, so maybe we want to do Iron Isle first and then head along the bottom. Or maybe not. Maybe Samson is the way to go. It looks like there's only really one way up to the high. In fact, I don't even know where the way up to the high ground is. Okay, just seems to be one way up. So, should be defendable, this. Let's get down to the coast. We want to get down to the coast as soon as possible. We've got some archers and some infantry. Archers should be able to deal with this. We just want to draw the enemy archer fire so that they don't do that. We don't want to be taking damage if we can't help it. I actually think the infantry should be a bit closer here, but we would try not to be knocked over by their boat. So there we go. Can we get an angle? This looks like a decent angle. I think we will be able to range the shields here. So I think we should deal with this boat quite easily without using any abilities. I didn't check if there are any brutes on this island. We have got probably axe throw. I don't know actually. I needed to spend a bit longer just checking out what we were going to face on this island. So bigger boat from the north. I probably committed too late to that. We should have done that a bit earlier. I think we'll still get away with it, just because our archers are so good. And our infantry will be able to deal with their infantry. We do outnumber them. Right, big group of archers coming. Not ideal. We can't get to any high ground easily. We could probably do a plunge attack. Or a volley. So there's only one direction they can go, so maybe we do this. We kind of block them with our Spartans. Look like Spartans there, don't they? And then we get a volley on top of these archers. There we go, that's what we're thinking. So not too early. Wait till that boat. That was a bit early, I reckon. But it still worked for us. Okay, this is harder. Again, we probably want to stay together. Use our infantry as blockers. Yeah. Okay, this is better. Infantry needs to be near our archers. We have got a plunge, so we can use that on this group coming from the bottom. But I'll be honest, I don't like what I'm doing here. It's good to reflect on the mistakes you make, and I really think this is a mistake. I think we should be trying to deal with the enemies at the bottom right now, and then move to the enemies at the top. I think that would have been a more effective strategy, but I think it's still going to work this way. Wasn't the worst way doing it. I don't think it was the best. So, good victory. And can we get elite infantry now? Okay, so elite infantry, let's upgrade. Volleys. So we've got fully upgraded infantry, fully upgraded archers. Probably the Warhorn will be the most effective thing here. And I think these will be dual wielders and Rasse. We'll find out, because we have to go this way. Probably Westrays next, and then I don't know. We want to make sure we're only doing one island a turn. I quite like this island. There's quite a few places to plunge attack from that are within one tile of the edge of the island. We've got shields coming from the left. Archers should be able to deal with them. There aren't that many of them. Do you know what? I've played this game so much now on very hard. I don't even know what easy or like medium is like on this game. I don't know how many enemies come at you, but with these heavy weapon archers, it feels quite easy. And so, yeah, let me know if you've played on those levels, and because do they send less enemies, or are the enemies less dangerous to you? I'm not exactly sure. Let's get an angle. Better angle is always better here. We've got archers coming from the top side and from the left. We'll try and get some high ground with our archers. And again, we're just trying to avoid them tickling our own archers. We don't really want to be taking casualties if we can help it with our archers. Our shields, our own infantry have now got massive shields. Okay, we have actually cleared up most of their archers, but we did take some casualties. So I'm not loving that. We've now got a massive group of enemies. That looks like a plunge, like a good place to do a plunge attack. Or a volley. But I think plunge attack would be ideal here. Get onto that high ground. Even with our archers doing good killing. Let's see if we can... There's something good about dealing with enemies. Because this situation here, this is quite bad. So there's enemies coming from multiple directions. And realistically, you don't want a whole boatload landing. But it looks like they're going to do that. What we have got is a volley here though, so if we can clear the boats on the right and drop a volley on the bigger boat, we might still be okay here. Okay, it's going to need careful timing. I mean, that would have been good if they ran in the right direction, but they ran in the complete wrong direction for us. Infantry we can replenish, and we may well need to. We're taking heavy casualties here. I might well lose a house if I'm not careful. This is not looking good, and I've got dual wielders incoming. I need my archers in position. Have I got... Okay. What we're going to do, we're going to use our infantry as blockers. Okay, this is really dangerous. Those dual wielders will charge at us. So we want our archers behind our infantry. Okay, we are okay. Okay, infantry now pull back. How many infantry have we got left? And can we afford to replenish? Probably not. I want my archers to deal with this boat with loads of enemies on it. And I want my infantry to just distract in the north. I think this must be the last wave. We've played this quite poorly, but we can... Yeah, we should be okay. We're going to do a plunge attack. Yeah, I think we're good. One more shot with the archers. Good. Again, with only 2 units, we can't make many mistakes. We can go from nearly winning to really losing really quickly. So we've got to be very careful about that. But we got through it. Still alive. Ragged Rock or Westray. Westray's worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe we upgrade the Warhorn. Or Volley. Probably the Warhorn's better. Maybe not this level of Warhorn, but the one after this gives us an extra use of the Warhorn. This one. Gain 1 extra use per eye. That's very powerful for us. And Ragged Rock is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think it's 8 either island. So there's not a wrong choice. It's just which one we want to go to first. We can't go to Herm anyway because it's on the turn 18. So maybe Westray's better because you've just got the high ground to use our plunge attack. That would be my way of thinking. But they have got dual wielders as well. So, and we all know how dangerous dual wielders are. So I don't know which way is better. They're worth the same amount of coins. Probably giving us the plunge attack I think is better. So I don't like that they have to go through that cave. I always miss enemies that go through a cave. So that's a more dangerous potential enemy for us to deal with. We've got archers to start off with, and we've got a bit of high ground, so that's perfect. We get our infantry soaking up pressure, we get our archers. Look how many archers we got. That's so cool. I mean, because even if we take casualties with our archers, we still got more archers than you normally have. I don't want to be knocked over by those boats, but good. Now the infantry are going to move into position. Thankfully we took no tickling damage, and we need to now move our archers to take on those dual wielders. If those dual wielders land, that's devastating. But if they don't, it's not particularly scary. So look how much damage our archers do. 2 shots, they're basically gone. They're such a funny enemy, because if you don't have archers, dual wielders are terrible. But with archers, they're kind of fine. I think maybe we want to try to tickle this one group of enemies and then move to the shields. Yeah. Okay, we actually not only tickled them and killed them, so very good. Again, we want the archers to deal with the majority. And if you're wondering why I'm just not doing kind of like plunge attacks and volleys, it's because of that. Those last islands, this can look very simple, but it looks simple till it goes wrong. And I'd recommend you trying out a run with only 2 heroes and see how often you can go from being like, this is going great, to, oh dear, we're about to die. So it might look easy, but it is really on a knife edge as a campaign. Okay, we've actually got quite a lot of archers incoming. Archers are difficult for us to deal with without taking casualties. They're not difficult for us to deal with. We can obviously beat them, but they're difficult for us to deal with without taking casualties. Let's move the archers to the top, see if we can do some damage from the high ground, and then we'll move our infantry to deal with these 3 little archers on the other side. Why are our archers not on the high ground? Did I not click? Okay, we can now go and block the archers coming from, and that's a big group of them. I think realistically we should already be moving our infantry round. We've got dual wielders coming from the left and the right. We're going to do a plunge attack, try to stop those archers dealing with our own archers, and now we want to combine, unite together. Okay. I don't hate that decision. We thinned out the dual wielders, and now we've dealt with the other dual wielders. And it's the last wave. Those were the danger to us. So we were willing to take casualties just to thin out the dual wielders. Very good. Made really good progress. 8 coins. So yeah, quite a long way with that island towards getting another Warhorn. Let's go to the next turn, and then we're going to be heading towards Molan. I think we need 3 more. Yeah, 3 more to get the Warhorn, and then all we're doing is upgrading our abilities. So far, still going well. Right, Molan. Again, no brutes, no dual wielders. Relatively easy. Bumble Islands I'm eyeing up, and I'm thinking that island is worth a lot of coins. You know, that could pretty much upgrade most of what's left of our abilities, and we haven't really upgraded our abilities much, so there's a aim for us to do. Right, I think we're gonna see a lot of enemies on this island. So we've got archers coming south and north, and we've got no high ground, so again, stay together, draw their fire, and then rush across with our infantry. Try to deal. I actually don't love what I did there with the archers. I think I should have just dealt with these with the infantry. And one of the reasons is, with 2 heroes, or 2 units, it's really tricky to replenish at any point. If you've noticed that, you know, there's basically no moment to replenish. And that's kind of one of the key things about this 2 heroes challenge that I found. We really have to be quite perfect because there are no moments to replenish. And that's why the Warhorn is so good for us, because the Warhorn allows us to do that replenishment if need be with our infantry, and also the Ironskin means that we just don't need to replenish nearly as much. And obviously archers don't need replenishing much if you use them well. Only if you use them badly do you need replenishment. One more shot, one of them landed, and even he got shot before he got within range. Now we've got shields north to the top, to the bottom, and to the right. They look like they've got the same amount on each one. I'd like to thin one of these out and just deal with another direction. Okay, good. Can we thin that top one out? We've got rid of 2 of them. Yes, absolutely finished them off. And our infantry are going to deal with the one at the bottom. So that's good. Now we've got archers incoming, we've got more shields. And I think we've got a bit of an angle. So we should be able to clear this boat. It's a shame we haven't got a plunge attack. That would be good for these archers. We could do a volley. Again, I'm being a bit aggressive with my archers. I don't think that's necessary. Final wave isn't coming though. Okay, that's a trickier grouping at the left to deal with, because we've got archers combined with infantry, but we're going to deal with the bottom infantry, and then we're going to go to the left. So again, we're going to use our infantry to draw in the fire. We've got a volley, so maybe it's a bit early. Okay, it went okay. We hit a couple of them. Good. And again, we've protected all the houses, so that's going really well. We're actually saving most of these houses on most of these islands. We're not having to give them much up, and so that means we can upgrade our abilities pretty early on here. So we're going to go with the Warhorn. Gain 1 extra use per island is an amazing ability. We now have 2 Warhorns, and the next thing will be our abilities. So that's great. Pebbles has got the axe throwers on it, but very good island to defend. I mean, there's only really kind of 2 directions they can come at you from, so it should be fine. And even though we haven't got pikes, still good to have pinch points. Still good to have all their enemies funneling into one point. Just as easier to deal with any enemy when they're funneled together. Just ask the 300 at Thermopylae. I don't think this island's going to be any problem for us at all. We did actually leave 1 guy alive, which was not great. Our infantry should be able to attack and kill them. So it actually turned out fine. There's no archers I can see so far. We could definitely do a plunge attack on that boat to the left if we need it. But again, even axe throws here, not going to be a problem. We'll just be able to knock them into the water. I think we'll go for a plunge attack, just for a bit of variety. There we go. Very good. More shields coming from the right hand side. Again, our archers should be able to deal with them, no problem at all. Really good, clearing them up. And I think this is one of the reasons why I'm not going to use heavy weapons in our pikes and archers run, because I actually think it's kind of almost so strong. We've done it a few times now, and it is just like genuinely amazing. But it's such a strong ability that a lot of these islands are almost boring. Not quite, because we're just clearing them before the enemies land. Like I say, we're gonna we might actually need this in the final waves, so I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch, but that's really good. We cleared that boat before they landed as well. And what have we got coming? We've got loads of axe throwers coming. Again, we could try and do a plunge attack. That is if our archers don't already deal with them. But I think the archers will again clear them up. That's very good. Final wave incoming. So I can see enemies to the left and the right. Maybe a plunge attack on one. I don't think we're going to need much more than that. I think our archers will clear the boat to the bottom. We might even be able to do a volley here. Volley might be just over the heads. There we go. They put all their shields. I mean, they put their shields up. I feel like that might be able to stop a volley, but it really didn't, did it? So there we go. 5 victory points. Let's go on. And we surely aren't far out from finding... so see, Dark Rock have got a new enemy. That may well be Brute Archers. So, not good that they're all already turning up, to be honest. Sharp Rock next. Let's get rid of Diffid. Again, this is a nice island to defend. There's actually limited space for them to land on this island, and if you didn't know this, the enemies can only land on a space that isn't taken up by a ship. So you see how there's like limited space on this island for ships to land. That means you will see less enemies. So if you didn't know that, and we're moving our archers a bit further back. I just don't want to get an axe in the face, to be honest. That's why I'm doing that. So there you go. One ship's landed there. No other ship can land in that position. They've always got to land in a unique spot. And so it's worth knowing if you think, oh, why there's not a lot of landing space here. Just know that there's not going to be that many enemies on that island. There just can't be. Okay, archers cleaning up. It is touch and go here. Let's just... I don't know why I did that, to be honest. I'm not sure that was the best tactics. I mean, it's still fine. But I think it would have been better just to have our infantry down the bottom level. Let's get some shots from the side here on the axe throwers. Don't think the axe throwers would have been able to throw an axe in that range, but they might have been able to if they'd have got much closer. And as I say, axe throwers can throw their axes from the boats, so that's worth knowing. Nice. Cleared up those boats, no problem. And these ones are going to be cleared up, no problem. And final waves incoming. So this island hasn't been a problem really at all for us. The archers are carrying it for us. We might have another plunge if we even need it. We can probably draw them to that house at the bottom. They will stop there and then do a plunge attack on them. I think that might be the best way to go here. So here we go. Let's wait until they're... I'm going to time this right. Not too early, not too late. I think that was a little bit too late, but there we go. Very good. No, just a random volley for the sake of it. So 6 coins earn. Very good. And now it's a real shame, but we can't actually go to Bumble Island. So let's upgrade our volley. More arrows in each volley is really good. Volley 3 means even more arrows. Then we'll upgrade our plunge attack. Obviously we'll do that second because we use it at less places. Very sad to lose that island, Bumble Isle, but we couldn't have gone there with 1 unit. Would have been impossible. So what can you do? We've only got 2 units. That's kind of the challenge. And again, I think we're dodging Brute Archers because I think that last enemy is Brute Archers. So they have turned up on the scene. We're just not happening to see them yet. Again, we're going to move down to the coast, and we've got we've just got normal enemies on this island. So I don't think this will be a challenge. But make sure you leave a comment, guys, if you're enjoying this. Make sure you leave a like. As I say, it really helps our channel when you interact, whether you subscribe, whether you like, whether you comment. It allows us to make more of these videos. We've been trying to pump out the videos that you've been asking for over the past few weeks, and kind of adding in new content. Some of you might have seen we started playing a new game, a game called Brotato. It's a lot of fun, so I would recommend you checking some of those out. There's a playlist of different Brotato videos, and it's a really fun game to do. It's kind of like you fight different enemies on different waves. So if you have a chance, check that one out too, because it's fun and it's difficult and it's a challenge, and it's something that we're going to add to the channel. We're not going to stop doing Bad North, we're not going to stop doing XCOM, but we're just going to add in more games, and that's what this channel's all about. Anyway, this is, our archers are cleaning up. They're just standing there, and there's something satisfying I find about this. Satisfying about watching your troops, just one troop just cleaning up all the enemies, but it's also very easy, put it like that. But sometimes we have to take the easy, because in these challenge runs most of the time it's difficult. So if you get a few islands that are easy, just make the most of them. But I don't think these boats are going to be tricky either. I think we're going to absolutely clean these. Final wave's incoming. Maybe we'll just do a plunge just for the laughs. Or maybe we'll just kill them with our archers. I think actually the archers should go to the left-hand side with the massive enemies coming. We can do a plunge, I think. Yeah. So we're going to line up a plunge. See if we can time it. Let's see if we can time the direction they're going to run it. Okay, that was a really good plunge. We dealt with them completely. We can drop a volley on these final waves, but we don't even have to. So there we go. Good kill. And 7 coins. I don't know if that means that we can upgrade one of our skills yet. I forget how many. Yeah, 4 coins. I think we can upgrade our plunge attack. Although Nolson, it's actually not a good time to do it. We should actually save up the 14, but I think we're going to do it anyway. Okay, now Nolson, last island of this video, because I need a break. My voice needs a break. We have got brutes. Okay, that makes it more tricky. We need to focus. Brutes kind of like change the game a little bit. As long as we're not fighting brutes, as long as we're fighting just standard troops, you know, any of the massive enemies, the archers will be able to handle it. But as soon as brutes come, it does make it more sketchy. And it does depend how many brutes we get. I mean, theoretically, you could fight 1 brute here, or you could fight 16 brutes, so... straight away I can see brutes coming. I can see 4 brutes coming from the left hand side. 4 brutes is not easy to do. Actually there's 6 of them. Okay, so this now makes it more tricky. We want a volley, but because there's 6 and they're not together, harder to line up a volley. And then we even have a axe thrower, I think, come in. I think we want to do some hit and run tactics here. We also want to try and employ a volley. The brutes will go for us, so I don't know if we draw them in and then do a volley when they're in a pinch point. Maybe we do that. So we're going to try and draw them towards us. We actually shot... The archers actually dealt with that shot. And actually we have more enemies incoming, including brutes. Now maybe is the time for a volley. Which I think is in completely the wrong place. No, we did deal with 1 of them. But we've still got 3 brutes. Okay. Pull back. We don't want to take casualties. Infantry go for the axe throwers. Kind of want to distract that brute. Can our archers kill any of these axe throwers? We actually missed. Took a few hits, but we're okay. There's more axe throwers from the bottom side. We've dealt with the brutes. Okay. Again, we're gonna stay together. We're gonna try and deal with this boat to the right, and then we're gonna change tack, and then we're gonna try and draw these brutes towards us. Our archers can deal with these brutes. We can draw them towards us. So, those archers did really well there. Actually, the archers are great against these brutes. I am fretting a bit, but actually I don't think it's too bad, because the archers, when they get some good shots off, it only takes them about 2 volleys to get rid of the brutes. And these shots should be good to knock. There you go. Knock them off the boats. Very good. Any more brutes coming? Yes, a big mass of them. And we've got a ship of shields. I think... I don't know what the priority is here. I do actually not mind this decision. So, we've dealt with the shields. Final wave's incoming. And what we can do here is try and get a volley off right in front of us. That might protect us. Yeah, that did a lot of damage. We want to try and deal with the brutes so they don't destroy that house, but we also want our archers right on the coast dealing with these infantry. Okay, so the brutes are done. Again, we're going to stay together. Okay, one shield has come out. Our archers hopefully can deal with him, and then we're going to change tack. Now the shields are now going to charge in, and then hopefully our archers can fire from behind, and we create enough distraction so that house isn't knocked out. There is still a guy left alive behind the house. Hello. I obviously fell asleep at that moment, but we did get him. There we go. All the houses protected. Don't know what happened there. I must have fallen asleep. But we still dealt with him before he destroyed that house. So there we go. Make sure, as I say, you leave a like if you enjoy this video. And next time we'll go on Shapinsay and we will fight a new enemy, which I'm almost certain is a brute archer. Just look at the stats here. Our archers have killed a lot. There we go. I'll see you next time.